Okay, so your question is whether you or any international students have to take Japanese
courses.
Right. So it really depends on their Japanese proficiencies when you enter medical school. True, the first 2 years you probably don't need a lot of Japanese, but from the third year, everything will be switched to Japanese, meaning that we're going to teach medicine in Japanese during the third year on. And towards the end of the third year, all students, including international and Japanese students, need to pass what we call CBT, computer-based test. That's like that's the national exam all medical students need to pass before moving on to clinical years. And that's in Japanese. So if the international student's Japanese level is not quite that high to be very comfortable with passing this national medicine standardized exam in Japanese, we highly recommend any international students, or for that matter, any Japanese students who did all the education abroad and not very comfortable with Japanese to take Japanese. And we offer formal classes during the first and second years throughout the year. Is during the 6th year, so this is like not the national licensure board, but something that all Japanese medical students need to pass in order to move to clinical years. It's one way for the Japanese government to assure the quality of medical students rotating through hospitals, because they're still student doctors and we want to guarantee minimum level across the country. And one way to do it is to have this national Japanese, not licensure, but the standardized test. But make sure all the students pass. So that's in Japanese.
So majority of our international students start with our university with a knowledge, almost no knowledge of Japanese language.
Right. When you enter medical school, we will never determine your admission based on your Japanese proficiencies. But if you come with zero Japanese, absolutely, you need to be able to take Japanese in addition to medical courses, which is not that easy, can be done.
And we have a team of very good Japanese language teachers, so we can give you supplementary Japanese lessons. But once the medical education starts, you will be very busy. So if you are planning to enter a university, I strongly recommend you to start studying Japanese right now.
Okay, so I think after you take the exam and if you pass the entrance exam, and when we inform you that you passed the entrance exam, at that point we'll tell you whether you're a scholarship student or not.
Okay.
Well, yes, if you need Japanese lessons, we offer Japanese classes after students finish all the medical school classes. It's usually in the 7th period. Okay, so after a student enters our medical school, the first trimester, which is usually April through July, there are mixed classes, meaning some are bilingual classes, some are just Japanese. There's no only English class at that time. But if it's mostly Japanese class, we certainly, we're aware that the international students' Japanese level is not that high. So we give supplementary English class, sometimes parallel English class. But the first trimester is sort of hybrid. But we will make sure that non-Japanese students will not fail. We will definitely give support. Now, after the summer break, the second trimester of first year, throughout the whole second year, everything is taught in English. And then during the third year, everything switched to Japanese. So it's kind of confusing. So the expectation is that even if the international students enter school with zero Japanese, by the beginning of third year, they have to have an adequate Japanese level to be able to understand medicine in Japanese and discuss medicine in Japanese. And amazingly, I can't do it, but all our international students are able to do that. I don't know how they do it.